Yo everyone, what's going on? Hi kids, my name is Techno, and I haven't recorded anything in a while because I just haven't had time to record anything. But now I have time to record stuff again, so I'm going to be putting up my NBA Season 6 draft analysis, and I was uploading my NBA Season 5 battles, but then I couldn't find the time to, and I'm sorry if you hear anything in the background. And I couldn't find the time to, but my NBA season 5 battles, they were all pretty good, and I actually ended up winning the whole thing, which is pretty cool. I would up I would upload the stuff, but I didn't have time to. Maybe I'll upload them later. But this season I'm going to want to defend my title and do so in the best way possible. So I wanted to have a really good draft this season. A draft that consisted of mons that I am comfortable with using and mons that could work together as a team really well. So I'm just gonna get right into it. The first thing that I got was Victini. Victini, it's not that good in OU because of the fact that Tyranitar is a super common threat and all sorts of pursuit trappers block it. Not to mention the fact it gets walled by stuff like Tyranitar and Heatran. Um, and can occasionally be walled by the Lotties if it's Scarf set. But and that's probably a very false statement, and I probably don't know what I'm saying. But Victini in this format is actually very good, mainly because of the fact that it has access to probably um the most powerful move in the game, barring self destruct and explosion. Um, and the fact that it has 100 in every stat. This thing is mainly just going to spam the create, but it gets other really good moves like U-turn, power up punch, brick break if there's a Tyranitar that's bothering me, Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Wave, Toxic Taunt, all sorts of moves that this thing gets, and it's just a really good mon overall, and I'm so excited to use it. Breaks that base 100 speed barrier. It doesn't break it, but it's in there, so it can speed tie with certain threats that are also base 100, which I'm probably not going to do because I speed creep all my stuff, but, well, most of my stuff, not all my walls, but, yeah, okay. The next thing that I grabbed was Kieran Black. This thing, it's such a freaking monster, it's the monster AWS. It's, absolutely disgustingly powerful. If you slap a life orb on it, or even a twist scarf, this thing's stats attack 170. So if I put max 439, special attack is also very good. Its speed's not bad. It has enough HP to where it can set up subs on passive walls, which is absolutely incredible. Um, and it also what am I even saying? Okay, it also gets access to some really good moves like Outrage, Ice Beam. No physical ice attack, other than one particular one called Freeze Shock, which I don't think I'm ever going to run. I might run it, but probably not because it's a 2-turn move, and yeah, it's just very hard to use. But I can do that. Outrage, Fusion Bolt, all sorts of really good moves. Fusion Bolt's actually even though it's unstab, it still hits hella hard against every bulky water, every single one of them. Vaporeon, um, even if it's physically defensive, clean 2-shot. Azumarill just gets straight up 1-shot after Stealth Rocks. It's just a very good mon. It gets Earth Power in case there's a cheeky Heatran or something like that. Um, all sorts of moves, just great in general. And I'm so excited to use it because I've used this thing on the ladder, and it puts in work a lot. So next thing I got was Gliscor. Gliscor was probably one of my more debatable picks because people bash. I can't speak. People bash Gliscor in this format because basically it's times 4 weakness. That's mainly the only reason. It's weak to ice, and I think just water. Other than that, but those two typings are pretty common, especially water. Ice is a very common offensive type, not defensive. Luckily, I got one of the better ice types, other than, of course, Mamoswine, which, oh my god, I wish I uploaded my other matches. But, Gliscor basically, it's a crazy, it's like, got that times 4 ice weakness, and that can be easily exploitable with HP ice. But this thing has some really good stats that I like. It has incredible defensive abilities and also pretty good offensive abilities. This thing is the definition of a stall breaker because what it can do is it beats every stall. It like beats every stallmon that's not Umbreon, and I don't really like know if you can consider Umbreon a stallmon. Well, it doesn't beat Quagsire, but it beats every stallmon that's not Umbreon or Mega Sableye, anything that doesn't have Foul Play or Quagsire, because you can't status it once it gets its Toxic Heal. Oh, and I should probably put that up. Like, if you put Toxic Orb, Poison Heal, that's better than Leftovers, which is amazing. Of course, it can't run Defog with Toxic Orb, but it's not a defogger, ever. I might run it eventually. I don't know. I can do all sorts of stuff with this thing. Basically, also, this thing gets access. This thing can take a lot of hits that don't hit it super effectively, honestly. Like, that 125 defense stat helps it so much. And its SPDEF isn't even that bad. 75, it's pretty bad, actually. But its HP makes up for it, and its defensive stats. So, this thing, it's like attack and special attack. Well, what am I saying special attack? Attack is decent. It can be a good swords dance sweeper. If I want to swords dance and like pass, I can't type either. If I want to swords dance and like pass it into a Scarfed Kieran or a Scarfed Victini or agility and baton pass it into them because it gets baton pass, I can do that. So I said Umbreon is going to like be one of the things that can stop this thing from stall breaking. But I drafted it, so joke's on you, bitch. So basically, what this does is, this thing's just a nuisance. Um, what it basically does is it just sits in front of teams. There's like three degrees of a stall. Well, there's like this thing. Oh my gosh. All these stupid mons that like have like crazy high HP defense and special defense, they're just so good. Like, especially in this format where I can tailor them to basically attack in any way I want. So Umbreon is going to be, so like if I want to wall something that can't hit it super effectively, then I can run that sort of defense because it's not just especially defensive. It can also be it can be physically defensive as well. I'm sorry that I'm not talking at all. Like, I'm just distracted. I'm putting everything away. Okay, so Umbreon can be all sorts of defensive. Access to foul play. Okay, no. Wish is one of the best moves on this team, and I'm gonna get into why in a second. It also gets Heal Bell, which is also really good. If I can baton pass a Wish into that, so many baton pass users, it's insane. But Umbreon's just great. Like, everybody's always stressed out with Umbreon, and it's such a nuisance to prep for, and I love it. Next thing I got was Roserade. Roserade, a lot of people sleep on it for some reason, but I really love it. I think that it's like one of my favorite mons, like one of my new favorite mons, because special attack, special defense, and speed are all very good. Not really speed as much, but it's still good. And this thing sets up stuff like spikes, toxic spikes. Oh my god, I can't spell at all. Toxic. This is like humorous at this point. Okay, natural cure, poison point, technician. So if I want to run like a hidden power, then I get a boost from the hidden power, and like I get, so basically, like, it just hits super hard. It's just very good in general. It's a grass type that can help me wall certain stuff that might otherwise threaten me. And I just love Roserade. Like, that's all I really have to say about it. Next thing, this is what I built the team around. It's my Mega Blastoise. Mega Blastoise is it's so underrated, and I absolutely hate it because this thing is an absolute freaking monster. If you look at those stats, they're insane. Like, not its speed and its HP, its defense, special attack, its special defense, and even its attack. Like, they're all good. This thing can be a mixed attacker. Like, if I want, I'm not gonna say what I intend to run, but I have some plans with this. This thing can be run either defensively. It gets a Mega Launcher. It's a good rapid spinner because if a ghost comes in and blocks it, then you just hit it with a Dark Pulse, which is like powered up, it's like majorly powered up by Mega Launcher. Moves like Scald, Water Pulse, which is actually better on this thing than it would normally be. And stuff like Ice Beam, all sorts of stuff that this thing gets, and I'm so excited to use it, honestly. So that's the top part of my draft. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Thought it was really good. But next part, Cofagrigus. I just love Cofagrigus, and if you look at this team, my Mega Lopunny counters, they don't really exist. And that's a problem because I can't like Mega Lopunny is one of the best mons in this format. I can try to protect with something, it's not gonna work. Mega Lopunny is just such a monster, so I need Cofagrigus. It's also, did I just, yeah, okay, that was not intentional. But this thing's also a spin blocker. If there's a week where I want to spike stack someone who doesn't have a reliable defogger or one that matches up well against my team, then I can bring this thing, Rapid Spin, like Rapid Spin doesn't do, Rapid Spin can't touch it, and we're all good to go. So, this thing, great mon in general. I had it last season, put in a lot of work, especially during the final match, where it took out an Umbreon. I'm not gonna explain how that happened, but it was pretty lit. So Cofagrigus, bam, best, yeah, awesome wall. By the way, amazing like mixed wall. HP is not that good, but its 2 defensive stats are great. Special attack is also pretty good. It's like the same as the Gliscor's attack, which is fine. But yeah. So next thing I got was Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is because I needed 2 things: Fighting Stab and a spinner. Fighting Stab is very reliable because you want people. Fighting Stab just hits things really, really hard. This thing gives me Fighting Stab, and it also gives me a spinner. I didn't want Hitmontop again because I used it last season, and it was bad. I wanted a speedy, this thing's not really speedy, but with, like, Fake Out, Unburden, this thing becomes speedy. And yet again, I'm sorry if you hear anything in the background. I'm just going to adjust this. So, this thing becomes pretty fast, if it's, like, in the, if it's, like, with, Fake Out, Unburden. Reckless, Choice Scarf, High Jump Kick, hits things like a freaking truck. This thing's defensive stats are poor, but its special defense stats actually pretty damn good, which is, actually pretty surprising, not gonna lie, because what happened was, well, I can't speak at all. Yeah, special defense stat, it's never gonna get to use, really, but it's good. It's a good special defense stat. This speed stat, it's meh, definitely, but, it's a fine mon. I like it a lot. I like its power. I like its ability to spin. I like its ability to sweep. It's a great wall breaker. It does a lot of things. I really like Hitmonlee. Next thing I got was Escavalier. This was because my original plan was to get Venomoth from UU, and Venomoth was my only way of dealing with, like, really obnoxious, bulky psychics that could have, like, Moonblast or something. So I wanted super good, Bug Stab, just to, like, pop through those mons. And that came in the form of Escavalier. Escavalier gets access to all sorts of moves, and if you give it, like, a band, This thing just hits like a freaking truck. Megahorn from this thing, like if any of you play RU, you know that Megahorn literally like just like kills everything in like 2 hits. 2 shots basically the entire tier, and it's insane. Um Choice Band and Megahorn, that is. All sorts of moves this thing gets, very reliable, and I'm excited to use it. These last few picks, they were all, two of them were, like, winged, two of them were, like, just kind of winged, but the one at the end, I planned the entire time. I, I really wanted to use it, but, like, but basically, so, I got Mismagius, because here's the thing. I wanted something that was relatively fast. I'm probably going to get rid of this, honestly. It doesn't have that much use on my team, so I'm not going to describe it that much. But basically, if you don't have stuff that's fast, certain attackers will be able to run, like, attack boosting natures, like Adamant and Modest. And that's scary, because if you don't, if you have the wrong thing, then a Modest attacker or an Adamant attacker will absolutely destroy you. So there's not much to say about that. Zhou was the next thing I got, because I'm super weak to rocks. I want all the hazard removal I can get at this point. Like, I didn't care that much. Zhou is also decent. I don't like it that much, but I'll bring it like 1 or 2 games. There's not much to say about this. Then I got the MVP itself. The freaking Stunfisk. Okay, I got Stunfisk because so at the beginning of around the end of last season, I said, okay, if I win season 5 of the MBA, I will draft Stunfisk. No, I will draft Wailord. But then, like, Wailord, the hype was dying. So I was like, Stunfisk, go. So basically, Stunfisk, I made a poll, and it was Wailord or Stunfisk, and like Stunfisk won by like 2 points, and it was like it was so exciting, and it was hilarious. But so yeah, that's why Stunfisk is on the team. This thing's actually really good. I like, you never hear someone say that, but I honestly think this thing can be really good if I use it right. I have some plans for it. This thing's got some decent bulk. That HP alone makes it pretty decent. Well, not really. It's a Stunfisk, like, like it's like, what am I saying? But I've got plans for this. I'm excited. So yeah, that's my draft. I'm sorry if this was rushed or like disorganized. I definitely did better in these picks than I did in these picks. But I think my draft is pretty good. And I just gotta prep really smartly if I'm going to want to win a bunch of battles. So anyways, my next upload is going to be my battle against Hound, one of the guys who I faced last season and lost to because I missed the play rough. So that's fun. I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye, kids.